Hello and welcome to CivilNet. Our guest today is Ayse Gunaysu from Turkey. She's a feminist and a human rights advocate, and she's joining us to talk about her recent articles that we've been reading in the Armenian Weekly out of the US. Ayse, thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
I want to start, before talking about what you've been writing about in your columns, I want to ask what kind of reactions you received from American Armenians.
It's embarrassing me. I feel humbled because I receive praises I don't think I deserve that much.
Are people reacting to you because of who you are as a Turkish human rights advocate, or are they reacting to the themes that you've been addressing?
Both of them, because it's I think something new from Turkey, Turkish by birth and Muslim by birth, writing such things, and I think it's both.
For those who haven't seen your columns called Letters from Istanbul in the Armenian Weekly yet, what is your focal point? What have you tried to address over the past 2-3 years?
It's my columns are mainly focused on denialism in Turkey, denial, and recognition of Armenian genocide as a must to for justice. And then some news from Turkey, some news developments in Turkey, such topics.
We are fast approaching April 2015, and you've talked about what needs to happen, what you'd like to see in terms of a commemoration. Could you explain what you think should happen?
Yes, here there is a work going on, but among the human rights activists and anti-racists, and a small circle, but small but influential, relatively, of course, that maybe there should be a big participation from abroad too, from Armenians across the world, various parts of the world. And we have some colleagues, some friends, I should say, from abroad, Armenians. And we are imagining a big commemoration in Istanbul, but we have some concerns about this because this is this should be a different commemoration, different from Americas or European countries, because this is the crime scene, both in terms of the genocide, and its denial. So it should not be a kind of demonstration like in Armenia, protests, T-shirts, and political protests, but a real commemoration, mourning. So the content of commemoration should be different, and the most important thing is that we are here, Muslims and Turks and Kurds, who are the descendants of the perpetrators. So we cannot, Armenians and us, say the same thing, and we should express our shame, our the guilt, the crime. We should ban down, and Armenians should commemorate their lost ones. And there is another concern. high numbers of Armenians coming across the world should not be seen like a touristic visit, and they will go and say there are good Turks as well. It's not a kind of um, shaking hands and a reunion and a step towards uh, you know reconciliation. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Ayse, why do you think it's important for Armenians to come from different corners of the world that they've been dispersed? Why do you think it's important for them to come to Istanbul or
I'm
Turkey?
not sure about that because what we must do is to increase the number of Turks and Kurds here, because up till now it's only the biggest one was say a thousand people. So I'm not sure about what will it mean, what will it contribute to the work against denialism. Denialism is the most important thing we have to fight, and I don't really see the use of the help of many Armenians coming to Turkey. Yeah, okay, it's maybe a challenge to the Turkish state. It's maybe some kind of achieving a step, uh, some achievement towards recognition. But at the same time, to bring that much, because it's they imagine 2,000 Armenians, and this may require a high profile communication campaign, to with websites and with YouTube videos, and this may pose a safety risk here in Armenians in Turkey, because they are under constant pressure of aggressive denialism, not just saying that we didn't do it. Hate, hate speeches going on, threats, and elderly Armenian ladies are being attacked. And so this high profile campaign worries me. We don't know if it will be implemented, but what is being contemplated worries us. I'm talking on behalf of the human rights organization in Turkey. Um, Maybe other colleagues don't share my views, but the Human Rights Association uh, believes in that it will pose a risk, and even it may prevent the commemoration. So what we should do here, because Istanbul is different. It's not America. It's not a European country. Here, our focus should be raising awareness um, of our role in the genocide and our role in its denial. So these are our concerns.
Because of the circumstances that you described, the hate speeches, the close scrutiny of those who are talking about these issues, what kind of reaction have you had with your columns that are being published in English, being read by Armenians? Have you had any reaction in Turkey?
Not in Turkey, because I think the comments on in Armenian Weekly, there are Turks insulting me. You know, some say this woman cannot be a Turk. She must be an Armenian. Such things, insults, and but in Turkey, the state is up till now uh, doesn't act much. Either they don't see as an immediate threat. The Kurdish issue is immediate threat, and most importantly, they want to make us invisible. You know, the commemorations in Istanbul didn't receive much media coverage. Not much, no media coverage in the mainstream press. So why don't they round up us and arrest? Why did they use the paramilitary fascist gangs? They could have beat us up and made a scene, but they didn't. They let us do that. Because if it becomes invisible, then the genocide word will start to be circulated, you know, genocide, Armenian genocide. People are arrested. Why they are arrested? Armenian genocide. So the state, I think the government now chooses to ignore us, and they are not aggressive upon us just because they want us to be invisible. This is that person.
Ayse, thank you very much for your time and your thoughtful
I thank you.
and thought-provoking essays and articles. Hopefully we'll chat again in the near future.
Thank you very much, Paul.
We've been talking to Ayse Gunaysu, a human rights advocate in Turkey. Thanks for joining us on CivilNet.